the challenge between DMONEY and Jerome. Can I just copy his trades and make money too? Yes.
Every legend has a story. Every story has a beginning. New energy, new show, new money. The D-Money Show, live on YouTube, weekdays at 1:30 p.m. Eastern.
Took those buys off the 200 level. Who's doing it like we doing it at the BDH, the D-Money Show, Power Hour? Nobody's doing it like us, chat. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I close. I'm out. Where's my money bucket? Where's that money bucket at? It's raining money, chat. It's raining money. The market maker's raining money on me. We got a visitor, chat. Let's see who it is. Jerome's in the house. Live from the BDH. I'm here, baby. That boy good. That boy good. That boy good. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We back. We back. We back. Like we never left. We in the building. D-Money in the building. We back in the BDH, guys. It is Wednesday afternoon. D-Money in the house. We're going to try to make a little money this afternoon, guys. We know we got FOMC. So, interesting time. All right. It is Wednesday. We're anticipating some kind of volatility this afternoon, right? So how's the audio sounding, chat? How's the mic? Want to make sure there's no issues with the microphone. Smokey, aka Asian, good. Solid audio. Let's go. Clear. We just here to make a little money. All right, so good. All right, sounds good. We back. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Jerome, guys. He I had a missed call at like 12:30 last night, so from an unknown number, so I'm pretty sure that was Jerome still trying to get out of jail. So who knows? Halloween is Friday, right? So stay tuned. Did I see TJR's going short for FOMC? I don't follow TJR. I'm part of the BDH network, baby. I don't follow TJR. We here to make some money. I'm short from 26,259. Okay. All right, so I took some trades this morning, guys, so let me kind of go through what I saw this morning. This is a 15-minute chart. Typically what I do, so the two black lines you guys see on the screen right now, this is the opening daily candles high and low, so the 26,231.50 and the 25,943. That's yesterday's daily candles high and low, so I always map that out when I start off the day. So let's just kind of map it out really quick. 15-minute opening range, and you have your 5-minute opening range, right? So let me just kind of change up the color a little bit, and then I'll blow it up. All right, so this is your kind of like your 5-minute candle opening range. So roughly 26,255 was the low. The high was 26,292. So what I did see when I looked to the left is that price was kind of doing the same thing it did yesterday. We were stuck in a consolidation range. So that was basically this like little gray box, right? So if you kind of draw it out, price is doing the same thing it did yesterday. Stuck in a consolidation range. You had the opening range, 5-minute candle, and then you had a push up. So I took a quick buy on that push out of that opening range to the upside. And if you kind of measure that, that was about a 20, I mean, to the high of the next candle, right? It's like 33 points. So I took some of that scalp to the upside. And then on the 15-minute chart as well, once I saw, I was patient today, guys, because of the price action. So I just took some scalps here and there, right? So on these Lucid accounts, I'm gonna try to get these to pay out next week. That's the goal. So by the end of the week, right? So this is the day on the Lucid accounts. So not too bad, right? We'll take it on FOMC day. Not gonna complain about that. About to go to bed and I get a notification that the D-Money show is starting at 1:35 a.m. for me. We're staying up. Hey, Daniel Smith 0455. I'm laughing because PW was kind of laughing at me last time while reading out the whole YouTube name. But hey, thanks for being part of the show. We here trying to make a little money. So yeah, guys, got to be a little patient today, right? We know that this news is gonna come out. So you got the first report at 2 o'clock Eastern. So how am I gonna play that? So I'm gonna kind of let price dictate. I'm not gonna rush into anything, right? So at 2 p.m. we're supposed to have the federal funds rate, as well as the FOMC statement, and then at 2:30 we actually have the press conference. I took a couple trades this morning. So let me just take off this opening range setup. All right, so what am I kind of looking at on the higher time frame? So this is the 1 hour chart. This is why I'm saying I'm going to be patient. If you guys kind of notice, you got some kind of like barcode action on the 1 hour chart, sideways action. So price is kind of stuck right now, right? Kind of trying to pick a direction. So I'm not gonna rush into a trade. I'm gonna let price kind of decide which way it wants to go. Now, overall, yes, overall on a higher time frame, I mean, we're still bullish overall. But we know that clearly, I mean, it's all-time high after all-time high. How is it going to be impacted today by the news? That's the question. MPC Y577. Guys, I'm in a very good situation here. I don't... It's not... Guys, like... You're not gonna pin us. You're not gonna pin me and PW against each other. I can tell you that. I've been watching PW for years, probably like a lot of you guys. So he didn't have to offer me the opportunity to be here. I'm grateful to be here. So Smoke, aka Asian, yeah, since you been on, I only trade the 1 hour chart. It's been helping a ton in my trading. Thank you, D-Money. Yeah, I switch back and forth. I mean, I don't only trade the 1 hour chart. I mean, today, like I said, I took plenty of scalps, but I do obviously include the 1 hour and 4 hour chart. So I'm glad that you're making some monies. But like I said, guys, I don't take any credit for that. You guys are doing all the work, right? I'm just here kind of calling out trades that I take, how I see the market, and why I'm taking a setup. So this is the current 4 hour chart.
Hello, how you doing?
And it's looking a little bearish. I'm not gonna lie, guys. So that, like, this is not great if I'm a short term, based off how I trade. And I think you guys that have been tuning in, you guys kind of picked that up. I'm a momentum trader, right? So if I see this current, if this current 4-hour candle closes how it closes, it's closing as a bearish engulfing candle, right? Meaning that the entire, basically including, I include the top wick, I include the top and bottom wick. That's engulfing the previous green candle. So that to me is a little bearish. Chris Gonzalez 9092. How much money did I lose? I lost a lot of money, guys. I've blown a ton of accounts. I've blown it. I've had evals close to being passed, and I've blown those before. I've had funded accounts a couple $100 away from payout. I've blown those before, right? So I'm gonna always keep it real, guys. Like, trading is not, it's not always peaches and cream. It's not always, you know, roses, I guess, right? Sometimes you're going to have bad streaks. You're going to have good streaks. It just depends on what's going on. You lost 100K. Hey, it happens, man. But the question is going to be, the main question for you, Chris, is, are you going to give up or are you going to keep pushing, right? Because trading is one of those things where taking losses and blowing accounts, that's part of the process. It's not like a conventional job, right? Jack, yep, was 300 from passing and blew an account last week. Yep, it happens, man. It happens. So, but kudos to you for picking yourself back up, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, you can either quit, and you have to be a little, you know, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, your significant other you might not want to tell your significant other like that you trade. Or, I mean, I know it's kind of hard if you're married and you live in the same house or whatever, but sometimes, you know, they might be, oh, well, maybe you should quit, right? Try something else. Ryan, talk about the psychology. Yeah, so the reason why I had to implement the higher time frame is because I was blowing accounts, because I was basically getting stuck on the lower time frame and not letting price not realizing what the higher time frame was doing. And you're only going to be right so many times if you're not even kind of looking at the higher time frame. I'm just being honest with you guys, right? So because you could be taking a buy at a level on a 5-minute chart that's actually basically a resistance level or an area where price rejects on the higher time frame, right? How do you know if you're not looking at the higher time frame? Just as an example. Typically I buy off the 5-minute chart. So I'll look at the 1 hour, 4 hour. So like right now, right, I'm kind of, and remember guys, I'm being patient, right? Because we're about to get news, a statement released at 2 o'clock, right? So there's nothing for me to do right now. I want to be a reactive trader, meaning that I want to react to what price is doing, not like trying to guess what price is doing. So if you kind of look right now on a 5-minute chart, we're kind of consolidating like I kind of said before. So I see that. So I'm not like trying to jump into anything. This is like straight consolidation for me, right? Price is kind of stuck in this range. It's been stuck in this range since 12 o'clock. So like for the last 2 hours, right? So there's not much right now going on. So I'm not going to force anything. I'll wait for the news to come out and then I'll try to pick my spots. You're up $1,000. Hey, nice. Yeah, I'm up almost 5,000 on the Lucid accounts. So today. James, dude, stop talking about the wife. She doesn't know. Yeah, hey, I'll be honest, guys, and I'm not saying not to share it with your wife or your husband if you're a female trader. Like, I get that. I'm just saying be prepared that they might not be initially fully supportive, or maybe even your family, because a lot of times they might not be, you know, until they start seeing results, you know, they might not be on board. I'm just being honest with you. So don't let that stop you is what I'm saying. Don't let that stop you if you want to be a full-time trader. So, or even a part-time trader. So I'm getting close to the payout with the Lucid accounts. So my goal, I hope I can get there next week. So we'll see what happens. Keep you guys like updated on that. Risk management, yeah. So risk management is just as important, to be honest, as the mental side of trading, because I'll be honest, if you don't have great, you know, if you're sizing up too big, that was one of my problems as well. I was using, I mean, crazy contract sizes and all that stuff, and basically not kind of factoring in that price is going to typically retest before making a move in the direction it wants to go, and that kind of burned me a little bit as well. So just full transparency. So yeah, it's not going to be, I'll never be sit here, I'm not a perfect trader, guys. I don't have everything figured out. I have, you know, I mean, that's why I'm kind of sharing it with you guys, so maybe you can kind of, you know, one, to kind of show that it's normal, and then secondly, I guess, to show that it's part of the process. It really is. James, man, hey, don't blame me, man. I don't know. I don't think PW is gonna trade FOMC, the news. I don't know. I mean, how much do I need? So these are 150K straight to funded accounts. So I got 4 150K straight to funded accounts, and I got one 50K account. That 50K account is way past the 20% consistency, so I'm gonna have to make a lot more money, because it basically has the same balance as 150K accounts, right? So I made too much money in there, so that's gonna take me longer to get those to payouts. So I'm trying to focus on getting those 4 150K accounts to payouts. Let's go. Colombian snow, you're so calm, I have hard to imagine that you're tilting, LOL. I mean, guys, everybody gets tilted, right? And maybe it's not as much as as I'm better at it now, but I'm not perfect either, guys, just being honest. So price right now just kind of hanging out in this consolidation, right? Like, I mean, this is what that gray box is. Not really seeing much, you know, different right now. You got about 12 minutes or so before the news comes out. And I mean, the previous 1 hour candle put in a higher low, and this current 1 hour candle put in a higher low compared to the previous 1 hour candle, and they both closed above the 14 EMA. But with news coming out, that could be gone in a second, right, to the downside. So that doesn't mean much. Do I think the 150K accounts are easier to keep compared to the 50K accounts? I mean, you have more drawdown, you got more wiggle room. So I think, so if you're gonna go with the 50K accounts, obviously those accounts are easier to get to a payout. But they're also a little, there's pros and cons to every account size, right? Because the 50K account, you have to be at, basically, you know, you got to be aware of your drawdown. So maybe your sizing has to be a little smaller, right? So I don't, you know, just kind of be mindful of that. Meaning that, like, all right, so on these accounts, I trade typically between 1 and 2 contracts max per account, right? And obviously I copy trade. So if I'm on the 50K account, I'm probably not going to trade 2 contracts. I'll probably just stick to 1 contract because you got less drawdown. Pat, who is this? The D-Money show. Jack 2100. Yeah, you're tuned in. Let's go. So yeah, this is the D-Money show. So I'm here Monday through Friday, 1:30 to 4. Here to make a little money. Well, nah. So Tonio, if I can get a payout on the 50K account, but I have to be in line with the consistency rule. So right now, the consistency rule, I think I'm at like 40% on that 50K account, because I was copy trading it and trade, and basically I made too much money, right? Meaning that, so if I had a, so like today I made $900, that's $900 also in that 50K account, if that makes any sense. So you have to watch your consistency rule. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not the end of the world. You just have to make more money to get to a payout. I can't, basically the nutshell, I can't take a payout on any of those accounts unless I'm at 20% consistency or under. And the math on that is $1,800 basically to be at 20% consistency on 150K accounts. But I had a day, I think, where I made like 2,000 or something. You get what I'm saying? So that's why. I copy trade off Tradeovate. Asking if short or long. I'm not sure yet. We're going into news right now. There's news coming out in 9 minutes. I don't know. I mean, price has been stuck in this gray box. This is a consolidation range. Price has not picked a direction since 12 o'clock, so I'm gonna wait. The reason why I draw out the gray box, chat, is because it's like it's a visual thing. It's kind of easier to see. So the funded trader NQ, the biggest gambler ever. Yeah, I'm not sure who you refer to on that, but yeah, I'm not looking to hop into anything, guys, because we're going into a news trade, right? And I'm not trying to take the news trade. I just want to see if I can catch a reaction once the news is released. Pine Tree Trader, what up? Let's go. Full port. Yeah, hey, you're more than welcome to full port if you guys want to. So it's your accounts at the end of the day, right? But Funded Rob, what's up? D-Money, hey, what's up? How are you? I'm just here trying to make a little money. Yeah, guys, it's going to be interesting, right? And now we do have to be mindful that 2 o'clock to 2:30, sometimes at 2 o'clock, you have, all right, so as an example, right? So at 2 o'clock, you got the news dropping, right? And then at 2:30, you got the statement coming out. So a lot of times you might not get it all depends. Sometimes you get chopped until 2:30. We got to wait and see. Bye now. Yeah, Mario 7392. Yeah. Not financial advice, guys. D-Money, would you try to pass evals with FOMC? I'm not trying to pass evals with FOMC. So guys, we got almost 2,000 people watching. If you guys have not hit the like button, please hit the like button, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, maybe this is your first time rocking with D-Money during the afternoon session. Let's go. The consistency rule means that there's a percentage that you probably, if you want to go to onlypropfirms.com, you can read more about the prop firms, but every prop firm, for the most part, they have a consistency rule, especially on funded accounts. I think Take Profit Trader, no consistency rule when you're in a Pro Plus account, but basically it's a limit on how much profit you can make in a day over the course of like your max trading days to be at the consistency rule. So that's the best that I can explain it to you. Carlos Nito, good morning, D-Money. Hey, what's up? How are you? Good morning. Guys, I'm calling out the time frame on the chart. I'm on the 5-minute chart. I'm on the 5-minute chart right now. I'm on the 5-minute chart, guys. When I switch to a time frame, I typically call it out. I'm on a 5-minute chart. There's nothing going on. We're stuck in a consolidation box right now. Literally, the move in 5 minutes, we're probably gonna get some fireworks, right? So You're not thinking short on FOMC? I don't know, guys. I don't know what the market's gonna do. Right? I don't know. Nobody knows. To be honest, nobody knows. So as a price action trader, my job is to let price kind of show me what it's doing, and my job is to react to that. I'm not gonna try to guess, you know, what price is gonna do. I'm just being honest with you guys. No, sir, it's morning in Brazil. Yeah, different time zones, right? We got people from all over, guys, in the chat. So matter of fact, that's a good little, I guess, little exercise, right? We got 2,035 people watching right now. So guys, drop your location. I haven't done this in a while. I think I did it like the first couple days I was in on the D-Money show, right? So drop where you're trading from. Where are you trading from? So obviously I'm here in South Florida, right? So look at that, South Africa. We got Missouri, Oklahoma, Netherlands, Illinois. Let's go. Poland, Southern California, Slovakia, Galveston, Texas. Let's go. Finland, Indiana, Dallas, Tampa, Madagascar, Bulgaria, Bronx, South Carolina, Switzerland, Australia, Honolulu, Tampa, Canada, Guyana. Unfortunately, Massachusetts, you don't like living there? Trinidad, Antigua, Brazil, Germany, Las Vegas, Panama, Ottawa, Manhattan, Michigan, Staten Island, New York. We got Denver, France. Let's go. Davey, hey, what's up? You're close. Cali, Jordan, Starbucks. The funded trader in Q, you on one, man. Let's go. Dominica, Hungary, my basement. Parkland. Yeah, guys, Moscow. Look at that. DC, Arkansas, Aventura, my dorm. Yeah, guys. So Sweden, right? So yeah, we got Barcelona. We got people from all over, guys. And I'm humbled every time I do this. I'm humbled to do the stream every day, to be honest. But this is like, I get Fiji land, like Cancun, Cape Town. It kind of hits me, I guess, when you start seeing like all the people that are tuned in and like where they're tuning in from. Portugal. It's craziness. Dominican. We got DR in the house. Let's go. Madrid. We out here trying to make a little money. Philippines. The cell next to Jerome. Classic. Puerto Rico in the house. Japan. South Korea. Nice. Saudi. Taiwan. Zamunda. Let's go. Nigeria. Fort Myers. Hey, what's up? Dubai. Yeah, guys. So Wakanda. Yeah, exactly. Right. Cuba in the house. So yeah, guys. So as you can see, right, we got people from all over the world, to be honest, tune into the stream. So I appreciate it, guys. I'm humbled. I'm happy to be here. This is my dream job. I talk about that all the time. And we got about a minute left before this news, well, about 40 seconds, right, until this news is released. So we're gonna see what happens here. So is this gonna be a dump ski, or is it gonna be, do I trade Lucid? Yeah, I'm trading Lucid accounts. Do I need more likes, Cheryl? Sherelle, how are you, by the way? I'm not sure where the likes are at, guys, but I know I got 2,300 people watching right now. So if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. Let's go. Pembroke Pines, what's up? Chirac, hey. Yeah, we're only at 500. Okay, so Ginger's telling me, guys, we got 514 likes. We got a lot of work to do, guys. 2,300 people watching. All right, here's the news. So let's see what happens here, right? We're still inside of the consolidation. 5-minute box. this gray box, right? That's the consolidation box. So like I said, sometime, and we'll see what happens here because the candle just opened. If we're gonna push to the upside or liberal trader, you blew your account. I'm sorry to hear that. It happens though, right? It happens. Unfortunately, it's part of trading. I would be lying if I said otherwise. So yeah, cut rate, it looks like 0.25, right? 0.25, which is what was forecasted, right? Do I think, all right, so this is a pretty good question. Do you think we get better price action starting tomorrow? I mean, it's possible. Maybe this is what the market was waiting for. I'm not sure, right? But yeah, like long or short, I'm not in the trade, guys. I'm not in the trade right now. The news just came out and we're still in the 5-minute news candle. I'm not sure if you can buy Lucid from Sweden. You would have to log in. So why don't you go to, you can access it probably from onlyprofirms.com. Or obviously, you know, if you go to the Lucid website, it will let you know, right? If you're able to purchase. If so, use the code PW. Let's go. Yeah, and Ginger just posted it, guys. So yeah, use the code PW. That's gonna always get you the best deal on these prop firms, right? Onlyprofirm.com will allow you to basically pull up all the prop firms and compare who has the cheapest prices, all of that stuff as well, right? You can compare right on the site. So yeah, this right now it's uneventful, right? To be honest, for that rate cut, this current 5-minute candle is still stuck in this range, and the top of the range that I'm kind of talking about, right? So that like 26,268, obviously it put in a higher high at 26,290, but it pulled right back inside of the range. So I'm not doing anything right now. I'm waiting, and I know a lot of people, maybe they don't want to hear that, but that's the reality, right? All right, so here we go. Is this some action to the downside now? This is the 15-minute chart. That I'm currently looking at. This is the 15-minute chart. So let's kind of see what happens on the, I'm waiting to see what happens on this kind of close of this 5-minute candle. If it looks iffy, then I'll wait for the close of the 15-minute candle. And then remember, guys, we also have the statement coming out at 2:30 as well. So actual red Fed cut, sorry, 4%. Yeah, but that's, so you got to look at the, that's what the forecast was though, right? Am I wrong on that? It looks like the forecast was 4%. Somebody said dumping 200 points. Hey, you never know. Guys, we got almost 2,500 people watching right now. So if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. You're tuned in to the D-Money show. And we're here trying to make a little monies, right? So obviously, all right, so this is why I said 5-minute chart that we're kind of looking at, right? You got a long wick at the top and the bottom. So for me, I'm not doing anything yet. Right? You got about 20 seconds left on this current 5-minute candle. And, you know, if we're going to sell off, we know that there's a gap fill way lower, right? So I don't have to rush into a trade. So I'm going to be patient, guys. I'm going to let price kind of, this is an indecision candle. This current 5-minute candle is closing as an indecision candle, right? Because you got a long wick at the top and the bottom. That for me is indecision, especially on a news day. So I'm going to be a little bit more patient and see what happens here. All right, so you got rejection on this current 5-minute candle. Is this gonna close below this kind of like consolidation zone, or are we gonna have a reaction back to the upside? Because that's what's been happening, right? Since basically 12 o'clock or 11:30. So yeah, somebody's saying that Powell speaks soon. Bounce off of 210. Yeah, that's possible because like I said, we bounced actually from this range before, right? We actually bounced from this level before. All right, guys, so that's a quick little scalp that I took here. And let me kind of, and the reason why, let me kind of show what's going on here. Hold on one second. I tried to catch it out the bottom, so I want to see. Give me 1 second. All right, so trying to see if we can tap this top of the range, 260, 268. For a quick trade, might not get it, but we'll see. These are actually the 100K eval accounts in full transparency, right? So you guys kind of know that. Just trying to see if we can get a push back up to the upside. Right out the bottom of the zone, basically. Of that consolidation range. Might not get it, but we'll see. Not really worried, right? If it comes down and it can't, so if it can't hold this 218 level, then I'll be out of the trade and I'll look for another setup. And I wouldn't recommend you guys, like I said, these are eval accounts. I'm not trading a Lucid funded, but these are evals. And there's the pump, right? So I want to see if we can get up to, might not hold it to 285. Trying to see if we can push a little higher. All right, so there you go. So I'm closing that out. That was a buy, guys. I said I bought it at the bottom of the range. And those were eval accounts. Those are evals. Those are not funded accounts. Those are eval accounts. So that trade basically, and I had to be quick on that trade because I just saw it basically react off the bottom of this range, right? Let me on the 5-minute chart that's been kind of holding. And I tried to get in right at like that 206, but my fill was not great, right? Because that would have been like a 30-point trade. I took it because we've been stuck in this range. Look at the gray box on the screen. So that's the consolidation range, right? The last time price, so what happened the last time price was in this area? So the last time price was in this area, we had a reaction back to the upside, right? That's all I was playing. And like I said, guys, that was on eval accounts, not funded accounts. But I'll take it, right? So that's like $2,000, over $2,000 on those accounts. All right, so let me get this off the screen. All right, so now the question's gonna be, is this consolidation like range, like where this box is it gonna hold? Why not a sell limit down there? Yeah, I did a market I limited in basically market. Well, yeah, I basically bought at market because price is gonna move too quick, right? Like if I got a reaction, I just basically tried to play the zone, and if it broke below like this 205 level, then I didn't want to be in the trade anymore, right? Because that means that there's probably more downside coming. Market buy, exactly. D-Money, could I ask you, how do I know if Tradevate is already the Tradevate prop version? How do I switch to it? Thanks. Yeah, I think like most prop firms now, they kind of, maybe they got to update, but like their banner, but it should pretty much be there. Like once you, like, I don't know what prop firm you're using, but like, so Lucid, when I log into Lucid, it says Tradevate prop for sure. So I think it's all gonna pretty much, I would imagine that pretty much every prop firm will probably kind of integrate the Tradevate prop, because that's, if they're a prop firm, right? I mean, that's the ideal like situation. I think if you go to Tradevate right now, there's a couple like prop firms on there, because I was on there the other day and I saw a few prop firms that like they kind of like, oh, are already kind of listed, but I'm sure that number is gonna drastically go up. But there's pretty much, I mean, more to come on that. Just stay tuned. So the BDH, like we only use Tradevate, and I've only used Tradevate, to be honest, since trading futures. I've never used anything other than Tradevate. Well, I'll take that back. So I've used what is it, Motive Wave? Didn't have a great experience, guys, with Motive Wave. So I have a Mac, right? I have like, so I got an iPad Pro, I had a so for the iPad Pro, and then I also had the iMac. So, you know, Tradevate is very Mac friendly, so that's why I just naturally kind of gravitated towards it and stuck with it. Project X is not bad, but did you see what happened with Project X the other day? I'm trading 2 contracts pretty much per account. That's the most that I'll trade, chat. Like I don't go higher than 2 contracts per account, because for me, like you got to know yourself as a trader. Like some people can trade great with bigger size, they can go larger than that, and obviously on a 150K account, I mean, I can go up way bigger than that. But if I'm wrong, then that could cause tilt for me, because I'm like frustrated, right? So I'd rather stick with max 2 contracts. If I'm not too comfortable on a trade, or if the stop loss is too big, like if I don't like the range of the stop loss, maybe the stop loss is like 30 points or something, then I'll go down to 1 contract. So we're slowly kind of hanging out, right, in this area. So we're still in that range, consolidation range. So like I said, is the market waiting? Is Powell going to say something, or is that 230 report going to come out and then you get a flush, right? Got 1 trade, got to buy. So now we'll kind of see what happens, right? Just got to be patient. We got almost 2,600 people watching, guys. Right now, 2,600 people. So if you guys have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. I think I shared yesterday on the stream that Ginger gets very violent with me, guys. She's a nice person outside of as long as I can get 1,000 likes. So she beat me up last time, so I'm not trying to get beat up. Let's go. We're just here trying to make a little money. Yeah, just gotta be a little patient, right? So if the move is coming, maybe it's delayed a little bit. And I know everybody's kind of like waiting for a flush, and that could very well happen. But it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. I mean, I'll say that. All right, so let me kind of take these arrows off. This is a daily chart, or sorry, this is the 4-hour chart, by the way. And the 14 EMA is sitting at 26,100, which is about 120 points away from here, right? So to the downside. So that's if they're gonna flush the market, then I would say probably at least to that range. I would think maybe, I mean, obviously lower possibly because of the gap, but who knows? Ginger, so the rumors are true. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you the rumor is true. She got a mean right hook. I'm telling you guys. Charting Queen, I've been short from the top. Let's go. Yeah, I traded this morning, guys. I made like $5,000 in the Lucid funded accounts. I went over that earlier. Yeah, I traded this morning. I drew out basically the 5-minute ORB, was able to scalp a few trades off the ORB. So I'm happy with that, right? Today's a news day and all of that, so. Did you trade this morning? Yeah, I traded this morning, guys. Thanks D and BDH for the show, very educational. Could you please explain what you're looking for when you talk about candle wick? Thanks. Yeah, so I mean, right now I'm not really, there's really not much. So all right, I hope everybody kind of like understands like what I'm, I mean, if you're a brand new trader, like the gray box probably kind of helps. If you're like an experienced trader, you've been trading for a while, you don't need the gray box, but you can kind of see how price has been moving kind of like sideways, right? I call this like sideways action. We're stuck in a range. If we can like bust out of this range, and it doesn't matter to me which direction, right? Either bullish or bearish. That for me, I personally don't care because I'm a momentum trader. I just want to ride the momentum in either direction, right? So I want like a solid like break out of this like gray box, which could signal some volatility, right, in one direction. So we've been kind of ranging. So there's not a lot to do right now as far as wicks. This is the 1-hour chart that we're kind of looking at, right? And it's kind of sideways action. So we've been kind of consolidating since 11 o'clock going into 12 o'clock. Any trade today? Yeah, I took a buy. Took a buy. On some eval accounts up like 2,500. D-Boy 91. Hey D, my boy, I'm here just landing. Hey, what's up? How are you? Mark 1986. My wife is making spam and bacon and eggs with onions. Let's go. Haven't had spam in a long time. On Lucid, in order to get a payout, you have to make more than 9,000. So no, it's 9,000 as long as your biggest day. So if you got to stay within the consistency rule of 20% on the straight to funded accounts. That's the accounts that I have. So for me, my biggest profit day to be right at a payout exactly at $9,000. It can't be higher than $1,800. And I had a day bigger than that, right? So gonna have to trade a little longer to get to payout. That's all. Shorting Rob, loving it. 5-minute engulfing candle. Yeah, but we're still stuck in this. I mean, I hate to say it, chat, but we're still stuck in this range. I want to break out of this range at this point. I already took a trade basically inside of the range, right? I'm not going to take all trades inside the range because, so the range is only, let's measure this out. And I mean, the range is a little bigger now because of that news trade, but I'm going to go pre-news because we're right back inside that range, right? So we're kind of like stuck in a 65-point range before the news, roughly, right? Roughly 65 points. And I think the market, obviously, clearly the market's waiting on something. So that's either going to be maybe Powell speaking or the 230 report coming out. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Or tonight or tomorrow or 2 weeks from now, right? Something's going to, so, but. No, I did not trade with Patrick this morning. I actually took some trades from my apartment. I need to make like 6,000 on these evals. I'm at, I think I got 1,400, like 1,400 in profit so far. These are the 100K evals. Let's go. Just trying to make a little money. There's a lot of good prop firms out there, right? So you got to pick as far as your preference, to be honest. Apex is good. Lucid, right? I'm trading Lucid straight to funded accounts, to be honest. I like those a lot. They have a daily loss limit, but that could prevent you from going on tilt, to be honest, or control your tilt at least, because you'll basically be kind of like locked out for the day if you hit that daily loss limit. Tilt is basically kind of like a short thing for, I guess, like spiraling, right? So maybe you took a couple bad trades and you're trying to get that money back on the next trade. That's called tilt, right? Like if you you didn't stick to your rules, you didn't stick to your trading plan, whatever. When is the move coming? I wish I knew. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, maybe at 2:30. Because remember, guys, we got the we have the statement, the FOMC statement coming out right at 2:30. Maybe the market's waiting on that. I'm not sure. No, me and PW are not beefing. Why would we be beefing, guys? We're not beefing. Like we like guys, like I said, I've said this a lot. PW didn't have to give me an opportunity to be streaming from the BDH. He offered me an opportunity. I'm grateful for it. I'm humble for it. There's no beef between me and PW. We were just on the same stream yesterday, guys, like the last 2 days. Well, like, why would there be beef? So, yeah, guys. So as far as what I'm kind of looking at right now, there's nothing for me to do right now. And I know a lot of people might not like that, but look at what's going on. We're stuck in this range. So until we get out of this range convincingly, right, I want to see like some momentum. Now, if we stay in this consolidation range, that's not great for you know, but like I said, anything can happen. The market opens tonight at 6 p.m. Maybe you get a flush, or maybe you get a pop, or you get a push higher in the Asian set, you know, stuff like that happens, right? So I'm not sure, but I mean, I took one trade. It was a buy, made $500 per account. Yeah, how I usually trade. So today's a little different because it's a news day and I'm aware of that, so we're not getting the ideal price action. But I typically trade using the EMAs, so the 14 and 50 EMA. That's the two that's the two EMAs you see on the screen, so the blue and red line. Let me pin that real quick because somebody is probably gonna ask me a little later. That always comes up. So I use the 14 and 50 EMA. And basically I look for momentum. So price moving in momentum either to the, you know, up or down, doesn't matter. And then I'm looking to join that momentum. Typically when that happens and there's a lot of momentum, the EMAs are going to be very well spread apart. And that's going to kind of give me more confirmation for my direction, right? So if I'm bullish, I want to see price above both the 14 and the 50 EMA as an example. And I want to see the EMAs very well spread apart. And I'm a break and retest trader. So what happens is I want to see price kind of possibly do like a breakout. If I'm bullish to the upside, come down and do a retest, which is basically probably forming a bottom wick on the higher time frame. And I'm going to try to enter for a buy as an example. You're going to have to continue to watch the streams and you'll kind of get the hang of it. Right now, this is not going to give you kind of like how I trade because it's a news day, right? We're in a session that news is coming out. Hasn't been able to break the 550 EMA since the crossover. Yeah. So all right. What I'm kind of saying too, chat, is price right now, if you look at the EMAs, they're only like 10 points apart. Not even like 9 points apart. That's not a lot, right? I want to see, like, if I kind of go back and you look at like right here and I kind of measure it, and I'll go back to the chart, to the live chart in a second. It's actually like 25 points apart, right? So that's a big difference. And it's a news day, so that could be expected. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, nothing you can do about it. Right back in the range. Let's go. Exactly. Yeah, guys. So exactly. So PW just literally posted, guys, and I'm happy he posted that. So D-Money is not going to be on every stream with me, guys. The whole goal of him at the BDH is to fill in when I'm not there. I love the guy, and if I didn't, he wouldn't be here. And that's exactly and I want D to be his own person and run his live stream. And guys, so I'm not even gonna address any other like comments that come up because I literally answered it for you guys, and PW literally just chimed in. So that's your answer. So things are great at the BDH, guys. If you saw the post that PW actually posted, we have the highest amount of streams of any live stream. Any prop firm, whatever, doesn't matter, right? Like literally. So I think the post he posted, we had like 50,000 views, and we're actually streaming for less time than any of these other live streamers out there. So that's it. We'll let the numbers speak for themselves, guys. We just here to make a little money. Charting Queen, what's up? Yeah, I know I shouted you out earlier. Jerome gonna speak to us. Oh man. Mila, what's up? How are you? Just here trying to make a little money. Yeah, I know you're saying Jerome Powell. I know. It was still kind of funny though. All right, so let me kind of put that back. 50 EMA, All right, so we got almost 2,600 people watching, guys, right now, right? So let me kind of put this in here. So what am I kind of looking for? I want us out of this range, to be honest. I mean, I took one trade already, but the news candle is an indecision candle, in my opinion. So yeah, you could try to scalp this little range that we're kind of stuck in, but good luck with that, right? Because the minute I try to do that, we'll get a break to the opposite direction. So I'm not gonna do that. But this is the news candle, right? Where the little pointy hands are. That was a news release, and we're right back inside of that range. So, and it's all right, we're in the 230 time frame, so we'll have to kind of wait and see if we get more action. Yeah, J Powell, he's talking now, right? I was trying to see. I don't see him on Fox, so he's probably on take it CNBC. Yeah, I see the live. Okay, yeah, I see it on YouTube actually. Yeah, so yeah, he's speaking right now. So that's probably what the market's waiting for, guys. Once he's done, we'll probably get. Oh man, PW said he can't believe the market didn't move. Yeah, that's why I took one buy, PW. That was it. I bought from the bottom of the range. And now, like, I don't trust it, right? Because with him speaking, I'm going to kind of wait and see if we'll get some volatility maybe when he wraps up. Yeah, yes. So CK trades, that's a good point, right? The more it consolidates, the more it kind of ranges, the bigger the move that's coming. I mean, that's typically how it works in the market. So I'm going to be patient. I'm going to let it. I want to see it out of this range, right? Before I like make a move. So, and he's talking right now. So I'm not going to, with Powell talking, I'm not going to jump the gun, so to speak. We got 25, almost 2,600 people watching, guys. So if you guys have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a solid, hit the subscribe button. We're just trying to make a little money. If Powell can let us, right? I mean, I took one trade, so that's about 2,000 across the accounts. But we'll see what happens here. We're outside of the range on this current 5-minute candle. Can we close with some strength to the upside? And that's also going to coincide with the 14 and 50 EMA. So is this the start of, you know, what's kind of interesting though, like on a 5-minute chart, if you guys kind of notice that, you do got these bottom wicks that are putting in higher lows, right? Price is kind of putting in higher lows. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Current candle has a higher low. So is it building up to push higher? We'll see. Looks like PW's long on Bitcoin, guys, from the bottom. Let's go. Yeah, that range, and that's pretty much where I took that buy, right out the bottom of the range on a 5-minute candle on NQ. So we got about 15 seconds left on this 5-minute chart. So let's see what happens here. Hey D, what time do you finish trading? I normally wrap up around 4 o'clock. All right, so current 5-minute candle. All right, so we did close barely outside of that range. We got a long wick at the bottom, or a nice size wick on the 5-minute chart. which is semi-bullish, right? It's showing some strength, but just got to be a little cautious here. All right, and there you go, right back down, right? Right back down. And a flush. And there's the volatility, guys. Let's go to the downside. Yep, there's the flush that we've been waiting for all week, guys. Right? For the most part. Took a quick, I took a quick sell on those evals. I caught some of it. I couldn't catch all of it, but we'll take it. Kind of flushed through the range. All right, so yeah, 100 points in a couple seconds. Yep. All right, so now, right, where's that gap? It's like 500 level. So I'm gonna go. All right, so this is the 5 minute. Sorry about that, chat. This is actually the 4-hour chart, and I'm trying to look to see. All right, there, because it took a while to pop up. The 14 EMA is that 26,000 like 90 level. And we know that the gap is sitting at 25,000 like 573, right? The low. So it's going to be interesting here. And my trade evate's like freezing, so give me a second. Yep. Yeah, exactly. 25,500 gap fill. Yeah. So that could be in play, right? If they're going to flush it. Wouldn't be surprised, because we've been having some crate. We've been pumping all week. And that's why I was saying, right, guys? Wait for the break of the consolidation box with conviction, right? So this current, clearly now we know, right? We're like, oh yeah, like it's to the downside, but that's why it's best to kind of wait, let the market show its hand, and then try to join the party. Let's go. Should I sell? That's up to you. I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting now. I caught a little bit I took a short and was able to kind of capitalize a little bit on it, right? I'm going to let this 5-minute candle close out. These accounts are basically up at this point. $5,000 on a day, so I'm gonna be patient, guys. I'm gonna wait now for at least the 5-minute candle to close, because I caught some of that sell. I'm not gonna chase down here. I want more of a retest, and you might not get it, to be honest, because this is a news scenario, clearly, right? So I want what I would like to see is basically price kind of push back up and kind of challenge this 200 level, maybe get rejected and sell off more, but that might not happen, right? Because we're in momentum, but she gone. All right, here's a new 5-minute candle pushing up, right? Forming. So if we're going to remain bearish, price is probably trying to form some kind of top wick, right? On this current 5-minute candle to the upside, kind of trap buyers and then flush again. And here's that retest, right? To the upside that we're kind of talking about. And he still looks like he's still speaking, right? I still see him on the screen behind me on Fox News. Yeah. Blew my funded. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That's why I'm strategic on days like this, right? Made money in the morning and took switched to evals in the afternoon because of the news. All right, let's kind of measure 5-minute candle. That was about a almost 200 point flush to the downside, guys, on that 5-minute candle. Yeah, you glad it's moving away from all-time highs? I think you and a lot of people. All right, so that black line on my chart, that 25,943, that's actually yesterday's low, right? That's the low of yesterday's candle. So it'll be interesting to see if we can take that out and flush lower. Why did the market drop? Because they didn't like what he said, apparently, right? Or I don't think you can take profits during this. Yeah, you can, depending on the prop firm. Hey D, this is my first week trading and I have passed 5 accounts with that drop. Thank you. Hey, I'm happy to hear that, man. But like I said, you guys do all the work, right? I don't click buy and sell for you guys. So congrats on passing and getting some funded accounts. Now the real party starts though, right? No, the black line is actually yesterday's low. Well, all right, so that 26,231, that's yesterday's high. The 25,943 is yesterday's low. Oh, okay. All right, thanks, B. Martin 1776. Rate cuts in December not guaranteed. So that's why we got that reaction to the downside, guys. Apparently. So now it's gonna be interesting, right? All right, the 14. So let me get rid of the gray box because we already broke below that gray box. We don't really need it anymore on the chart. And the 14 EMA is 26,208. Can we actually hold that level and kind of? I want to see if we can get back up there. That's like an ideal entry, but we might not because price has a lot of momentum right now, right, to the downside. So that's not a guarantee. So it's hard to kind of pick your spots when the market's kind of moving like this because how wide is your stop going to be? That's the question. I just got my eval liquidated. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, like I said, guys, I took a buy right off the bottom of the consolidation range, and I ended up taking a quick short, and so those evals are up like $1,200 each on those evals. So Didn't catch all the move though, right? Obviously, I could have had those accounts, those evals passed, but sometimes that's how it is. All right, so here is the retest on the 5-minute chart. So are we gonna kind of challenge the 26,195, which is the 14 EMA, and then sell off, or reject before then? That's the question. Or is it going to reverse back the whole entire direction? How do you have a stop when copy trading D-Money on Tradeovate? Yeah, you basically you could put your stop in. Like, you right click and you can put in a stop. So I'm just watching price action now, right? The hard part when there's a lot of volatility, guys, is where do you put your stop loss? So that's why, like, it's maybe even a good idea to lower your size if you're trading, because like during this time right now, because it's actually a lot of volatility. How do you copy trade? Yeah, that's what I was just saying. You right click on the oh, sorry. So you basically hold on one second. Oh, so if you never used Tradeovate before, you basically you go here to where it says account, where my little, you see the drop down, you'll see all your accounts. You go to manage groups, and you basically can hit the plus sign. You can create a group name, and then you drag your accounts that you want to copy trade. That's how you copy trade on Tradeovate. And he's still there, right? All right, so let's do this real quick. Let me see if I can find him on here, guys. Hold on one second. So this is the meeting basically we're hearing, right? So.
To go back to actually adding assets sometime next year so that the balance sheet doesn't shrink as a percentage of GDP and becomes a tightening factor.
So you're right. The place we'll be on December 1 is that the size of the balance sheet is frozen. And as mortgage-backed securities mature, we'll reinvest those in treasury bills, which will foster both a more treasury balance sheet and also shorter duration. So that's what. In the meantime, if you freeze the size of the balance sheet, the non-reserve liabilities, currency, for example, they're going to continue to grow organically. And because the size of the balance sheet is frozen, you have further shrinkage in reserves. Reserves is the thing that we're managing that has to be ample. So that'll happen for a time, but not a tremendously long time. We don't know exactly how long. But at a certain point, you'll want to start growing. You will want to start reserves to start gradually growing to keep up with the size of the banking system and the size of the economy. So we'll be adding reserves at a certain.
All right, so I'm gonna switch it off. So he's basically just answering questions, chat. That's it. Yeah, no clear direction yet. Yeah, I'm not in a trade yet. If I'm copy trading, I enter directly off Tradeovate. If you go to YouTube and then put in like if you go to YouTube and put in like a Tradeovate tutorial, there's plenty of them online. It'll give you like a step-by-step. All right, so what I'm watching for, chat, I'm trying to see if price is gonna, like, this 26,189, is that gonna hold? Or is price gonna kind of come up here, and we're pretty close to it right now, and reject it for more downside pressure, you know, selling pressure? Yeah, it's pumping right now, but can it, so this red line, right? This red line is the 14 EMA. So that typically when prices and momentum, you get some kind of reaction. So is it gonna hold this level or is it gonna break this level? You got like 3.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle, so that's what I'm watching. Because I'm trying to have a measured stop. If I get short, I'm trying to measure out where would my stop loss be and how big it has to be. So I'm gonna be a little patient and see if we can get above this EMA on a 5-minute chart. Let's go. All right, so yeah, we're right at the EMA on a 5-minute chart. Put in a high, right? So far this candle kind of punched through that EMA and it's having a little trouble, but we got 3 minutes left. So it would be funny if we reverse this entire move, right? Stop loss 103. You can copy trade multiple prop firms at the same time, but you'll probably have to open up different Tradeovate windows just as of right now. PW kind of mentioned that before, that he is basically, I think he's having I don't know if it's weekly or monthly meetings with Tradeovate prop and actually giving like insight and I guess suggestions as far as things that they can do better. So they're working on it, where you can copy trade probably across all the props at once. But as of right now, the best thing to probably do is open up different screens. Ask Powell questions, guys. The chat on that live stream is pretty brutal, guys, as you can imagine, right? So I saw some of the questions. So still kind of hanging out right at the 14 EMA so far, right? It's kind of hanging out there, and we'll see what happens. We got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left on this candle, 5-minute candle. Yeah, they probably, maybe they disabled it now, but it was working a couple seconds ago. This is some crazy volume. Yeah, it's so remember, right? Price has been putting in all-time high after all-time high, and then you get something that comes out, or Powell says something that the market, you know. But look at this. We are holding that 5-minute EMA so far, right? So I'm kind of watching that. But yeah, if Powell says something that the market didn't like or agree with or whatever it is, right? There's going to be a reaction, and that's what we got. We got a reaction to the downside so far. But the interesting part, and why I say so far, is we've already retraced. So if I'm like a Fibonacci like trader, right? So if I'm a Fibonacci trader, we've already retraced 70% of the move, right? So interestingly enough. But that matches identical with the EMA, and we're pushing right back up right now. So gotta wait and see what happens. Ron Williams, 1385. The reaction is up, D-Money, not down. So yeah, but I'm saying you got to measure it from the down move. You got to measure it from the down move first, right? Which actually, that was a down move to the downside, almost 200 points. So I'm basically saying we already retraced over 70% of that down move. So if I'm bearish right now, what I'm saying is, if I'm bearish right now, I need more information, right? There's nothing right now. Like, price currently on the 5-minute chart is respecting the 14 EMA. It was just above it, just tapped the 50 and had a reaction back down. But I don't want to see this if I'm short-term bearish. I want to see like a reaction quicker back down. I have no idea. Kevin Smith, 8509. What is my win percentage after 10 years? I don't think anybody knows their winning percentage after 10 years, guys. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not like, you know, I don't measure it. Like I don't go in every day. I know that. All right, so here's the reaction off the 50 EMA. All right, so now if I'm a bear, I don't want to see price get back above the 50 EMA. So if I'm short, my stop, and that's still a big stop, guys, because of this news, right? I mean, you're talking like a 38-point stop. But but I don't want to see price kind of close above the 50 EMA, right? I want to see like this candle close as a nice rejection candle on a 5-minute chart with a long wick at the top, preferably. But you still got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. As far as the win rate, honestly, I don't go in and like kind of look at that like okay, today my percentage was whatever percentage. I don't honestly look at it like that. I stopped doing that a while ago. I don't journal trades anymore. I basically, what I do is I'll kind of look at patterns. So like if the market moved in a direction and all right, so let's say the market was trending all day and it was a 1,000-point move to the upside and maybe I didn't capitalize on it enough. I'm going in and I'm looking at patterns. And I'm looking at like, okay, did price, the 5-minute ORB get respected, and price pretty much just respected the EMAs all day, right? And I could have rode that trade all day, stuff like that. That's what I'm kind of looking at. But to be honest, I don't really look at the win rate, to be honest. You know, I'm not too concerned with it. As long as I take my same trade over and over and it's a good setup, I'm fine with the result. Cfish 25, it's literally on trading view is literally just, it's the fib retracement tool. PW said he got a 420% win rate. Let's go. So yeah, this is what I kind of wanted, right, guys? Rejection off the 50 and the 14 so far. Doesn't mean it's gonna hold because you still got time left on this candle. So that's why I'm kind of waiting for more information. This current 5-minute candle is kind of like a doji right now. So, and he's still answering questions. I see Powell talking, so we'll see. Yeah, that's what. So Michael, yeah, I'm looking for. So if I want to be short, if I want to join the party for shorts, anticipating price is gonna put in a lower low on the day. I want price to reject this 14 and 50 EMA, like it's trying to do right now, and that way I know that my stop loss can kind of be measured out. Maybe I have to use a little bit smaller position size. So if I'm bearish, I don't want price back above the 14 or 50 EMA. If I'm bullish, I want to see price close above the 14 and the 50 EMA, because that shows me that the momentum, like there's bulls ready to take the market higher. That's how I trade. So, all right. So right now my stop would have to be 228. Like if I'm bearish, But I don't like, let's see, 230. Let me see something. So just being a little patient, because we pretty much closed right at the EMAs, right on the 5-minute chart, right at it. Not, you know, we didn't have a strong rejection so far. The high of this candle is, I'm sorry, the high of the dump candle is 26,272. So we should not, if we're gonna reject, we should get a pretty, like, it's interesting we don't really have a bottom wick on the bottom of this 5-minute candle, right? So I'm kind of keeping that in mind, because that's kind of strange when you've had a lot of volatility to one direction. Now you got a small wick, but it's very small. I'm gonna take a sell, guys. Trying to see if we can get down to like maybe 126. Stop is gonna be 215. Only took one contract, guys, and this is on the eval accounts. Just trying to see if we can get momentum back down. To the downside, right? Might not get it, but we'll see. So that previous 5-minute, that 127 level is what I'm kind of looking for as a take profit. And if it snaps up on me, that's fine. I'll be out at 214. And like I said, this is one contract, guys, per account. Want to see if we can get down to, get a flush down to 120 area, possibly. There you go. There you go. That boy good. That boy good. I'm closing right there, guys. That boy good. That boy good. Just trying to make a little money. Guys, the BDH has, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say, guys, we've taken over the afternoon session, guys, as far as the streams out there. We're trying to make a little money. So drop a W, guys, in the chat if you took that trade. Rejection of the 5-minute EMA. I mean, that dump was actually, let's go. So that dump was, I mean, that was a 50-point drop, guys. We just trying to make a little money. All right, guys. So that's 3 trades, right? That's 3 trades on the day. So far. So let's go. 3 for 3. Just trying to make a little money. All right. So what did I see on that trade, guys? Right? I kind of talked about it. I wanted to see rejection on the 5-minute chart of the 14 and 50 EMA. So I know there was a few people in the chat. They wanted to see like how I trade based off the wicks and all of that stuff, right? So this is the perfect example. You had the previous 5-minute candle had a wick. It basically tapped the 50 EMA, that blue line. It closed right below the 14 and 50 EMA. So that allowed me to kind of have a measured stop. Once I saw price kind of stalling in this area, my stop loss was going to be the high of this candle, 215. I took the trade, and you're still melting. So I wouldn't be surprised if that 26,049 level gets taken, guys. Roki X2K W made $1,640 thanks to you. Hey, we're just trying to make a little money. That boy good. Matthew View deal 42.58. I made 11.66 USD. Nice. Yeah, I'm out of the trade, guys. I caught enough of that trade. I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm content with it, right? These are those eval accounts is running up, right? Trying to stack them. So I'm content with that, guys. Let's go. Yeah, I just explained the strategy, so I'm not sure. Maybe you were like away from the stream or something, but if you kind of notice the where the little hand is, the little pointy hand, you can see the rejection. You got the red and blue line, that's the 14 and 50 EMA. So my thought process was, if I'm a short-term bear, I don't want to see price get back above the 50 EMA. So I saw the rejection candle on the open of the next candle. I saw it kind of push up and reject. I took a sell, right? My stop loss was above previous candle's high. Pretty good example of how I trade the EMAs when price is in momentum. $33 Ray Reed. I made 5,000 while still clocked in. Let's go. Yeah, so that's why I wait, chat. I know that you know, a little earlier people probably wanted to see more trades, but I mean, I've already taken, I mean, that's the third trade and it's 3 o'clock, right? So let's go. No, I look at the 1 hour, I look at the 4 hour as well. I look at multiple time frames, not just the 5-minute chart. Typically I place the trade on the 5-minute chart. So if price is in momentum, I'm going down to the 5-minute chart and I'm looking at the EMAs and I'm trying to basically, I want to see a rejection off the EMAs for a sell if I'm bearish. Price had a lot of momentum to the downside. I kind of mentioned that even if you're a Fibonacci trader, price pretty much retraced over 70% of that entire drop that happened. So I wanted to see rejection at the EMAs. Guys, we got 2,465 people watching right now, right? So if you haven't hit the like button, please do. I saw a lot of W's in the chat. So do me a solid, guys. Hit the like button if you're not subscribed to the channel. Let's go. So now, like, right, it's interesting. Like, so current 5-minute candle is a bullish engulfing candle. That's not great if I'm a short-term bull. If I'm a short-term bear, I don't want to see bullish engulfing candles, right? Like, I don't want to see that. So that's a little discouraging if I'm bearish, because I want to see weakness. We just rejected this level. So if this current 5-minute candle closes like this, that's not great if I'm bearish, because that's showing that some buyers are starting to step in. So I would say look out if you're bearish right now. I mean, this is also, all right, so if I go to the 1 hour candle, this is a good example. So you got to keep in mind where the higher time frame, where price is at on the higher time frame, right? And what I mean by that is the 14 EMA on the higher time frame is 26,233. So that's also like an area where if we're going to get more downside, I would want to see that area get rejected, right? and not go above that level. So if we're back above, and I mean that actually matches with yesterday's basically high, daily candles high as well. So that 231, 232 area, if I'm a short-term bear, I don't want to see price back there. Yeah, exactly. Battle here between yesterday's high and close. Yep, I agree. That's what I'm seeing right now. But it's still early, right? I mean, remember, this is we're officially in power hour now, 3 to 4. So Uncle Cash MD, I'm starting with 5 funded accounts tomorrow. Hey, I'm happy for you, man. Congrats. It's always a great, you have to like put everything in perspective with trading. Like that's a great accomplishment. A lot of people, it takes them a while to even pass one eval. So Mr. Crow in MNQ, are you profitable? Do you make money elsewhere or all from trading? So I'm full-time at the BDH and I've taken plenty of payouts. So maybe you're new to the channel. So if so, thanks for tuning in. You're tuned into the DMONEY show. Continue to tune in and I'll continue to share my my story, right? I've taken plenty of prop firm payouts. On the future side, I've taken payouts on Forex prop firms. Let's go. All right, so this is what I was saying, right? So this is the 1 hour chart. And that 26,236 is actually the 14 EMA. So that's also a level where if I'm a short-term bear, like I said, I want to see it get rejected. Now, the interesting part on this 1 hour chart is if I'm bearish, I don't like how this 1 hour candle's forming because and it's still early, but it's kind of forming as a bullish hammer or pin bar. So that's a little interesting as well. So I want to see like a rejection down. Like now, right? I want to see it get away from this 14 EMA and kind of come down and start to show some weakness if I'm looking for sells. All right, this is the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart. My biggest payout so far, 85,000. The Ghost V9. DMONEY, please explain minis, micros, contracts, or future. So yeah, maybe so. I can't I'm not gonna get into other than what I trade. So I actually trade the minis. So when you see me kind of trading that, I trade the minis, guys. So micros are basically like a fraction of. Right, it's just a smaller position size, that's all. Allows you to control your risks, that kind of stuff. I would say like you know, if you're trying to figure out the difference, maybe you were on the Forex side, and I know that there's a lot of people that's switching over to the future side because I was that person at one point because I used to trade Forex, and then you had prop firms that pretty much vanished overnight. So that's why I ended up switching, including some that actually I got payouts from, which was like even more a little scary, not gonna lie. So yeah, if you go online and kind of Google about futures and all that stuff, you'll get like you'll get more information. I mean, that's probably the best move for you to learn, right? So now it's like we're in an interesting spot because price is like bouncing higher, like I kind of talked about. So is it going to be a trap to trap basically buyers, right? Trying to buy at this level instead of shorting? Remains to be seen. Momentum is down. We know that. Momentum is to the downside. So, but anything can happen now, right? Got to be patient. And it's pushing with some strength, like they want to go higher. So let's see if we get a flush, right? A flush through the floor and basically at least test like 160. Or are they gonna reverse it? Yeah, my real name is Jerome. Let's go. Now, my real name is Demarius, but go by D-Money. Just here trying to make a little money. D-Money, do you only scalp all the time, and what's the best trade on as a beginner? So this is that collapse that I was talking about, right? Just to basically trap some seller or some buyers into feeling good, thinking that price is going to collapse or push higher, right? But as long as we hold, this is the 5-minute chart, keep that in mind. So as long as we hold this 14 and 50 EMA, so if we can't close above 26,222, I'm still bearish. That's just how I trade, right? I got to stay true to how I trade. I'm still bearish. Yeah, so yeah, I trade momentum. I'm a scalper. I trade momentum, and I leverage the higher time frame, 1 hour and 4 hour chart to kind of give me. I'm looking to try to play into these wicks on a higher time frame. So this 1 hour chart doesn't look too hot because you got a long wick at the top and basically the bottom. So there's a fight going on between bulls and bears, but like I said, on the lower time frame, I don't see anything right now. Unless we can, like I said, everybody trades differently, and I'm not here to say who trade, like one strategy works better than the next. I'm basically saying for me to be bullish, I need to see a convincing close above 26,222, which will be above the 50 EMA. If we can't get back above there, I'm short term, I'm short bias. Do I have the same name as the Broncos wide receiver, Demarius? I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not sure, to be honest. Niles, possibly. Yeah, PW. Yeah, he uses the 9 and 21 EMA. Correct. I use the 14 and 50, but because I'm trading like a little bit. I'm trading like off the higher time frame. So yes, I use the 14 and 50, and PW he uses the 9 and 21. And like I said, guys, I've said that multiple times, right? There's no right or wrong. Listen, as long as you can make money with whatever EMAs you're using, that's all that matters, right? So somebody was kind of telling me the other day, like, oh, why don't you have the 200 EMA on your chart? I used to actually have the 200 on my chart, but I took it off. Thomas Morton. D, you're like me. I respect your strategy, but I'm sticking to my own. LOL. It's all perspective. Exactly. It's all perspective. Well, I mean, where would I go short again? If I was short right now, my stop would be back above 207. My stop would have to be above 207, right? Price should not close back above the high of the previous 5-minute candle if they're going to reject it lower. But that previous 5-minute candle is not really convincing for a short. I mean, it closed with a long wick at the bottom. I don't like that candle. I don't like that 5-minute candle. So the wick at the bottom of that 5-minute candle's wick is 43 points. That's crazy. So that tells me that there's buyers like in this area right now, to be honest. How is Jerome trading this price action? Full port YOLOs? Man, you never know with this guy Jerome, man. Like I said, Chad, I got a call at like midnight last night from an unknown number, and clicked on the voicemail, and it was the jail facility. So sounds like Jerome's trying to get bailed out, but he might have to try to get in touch with PW to get bailed out, guys. I'm not bailing the guy out. So he had a few things negative to say against me when he was on the stream, and you know. Sean Trader, who the heck is Jerome? Jerome is so you gotta just continue to tune into the streams. I assure you, you're gonna meet Jerome, and this is why I didn't want to get short here, right? Look at this pop back to the upside, guys. So that 40 to 44 point wick at the bottom was all I needed to see to not get short. That means that there's some buyers willing to take price higher from this area. Yeah, so if you want to know who Jerome is, go to PW's YouTube page, click on shorts, and you'll see a video. It sounds like Friday, Jerome was made a visit to the BDH Friday. You'll find out real quick who Jerome is. Yeah, free Jerome. Yeah, guys, I mean, I'm you know, you got to kind of take this for what it is, right? I mean, we're kind of stuck right at the 14 and 50 EMA on a 5-minute chart. You had a 43 point wick on the previous 5-minute candle, and then you had a pop back basically actually above the previous day's high, right? That 26,231 level. So if you reject, like I said, for me to be bearish, I want to see price back below the 14 EMA. That's how I trade, right? So that 26,000 like 190 area needs to be broken with some conviction back to the downside. If that can't happen, then that's not great if you're short bias. Not saying that we won't fall through the floor, but I'm just saying short term, like where would you put your stop? Like, right? Like, so I want to see a rejection off these EMAs back down, if it's going to go back down. D-Money, please go back over your 3 trades. So yeah, well, I mean, that first scalp was basically just on the news trade, so there's not much to cover there, right? That was a short. And then I took a buy. Well, the news trade scalp, yeah, that was a scalp for a short. And then I took a buy basically off the bottom of the range, roughly like right here. Somewhere, right? Like in this area, 5-minute chart, because we're stuck, remember? So if maybe you tuned into the stream a little later, I had drawn out the consolidation box. And the last time price was in this area, which was at like 12 o'clock, we had a reaction back up. So I actually took that buy. That was the second trade. And then I shorted on the third trade, basically right off the EMAs back down, right, Took a short. So that's the 3 trades. Let's go. Guys, we got 2,300 people watching right now. Like I just said a second ago, I took 3 trades. I actually took 3 trades yesterday as well, right? So all winning trades yesterday, all winning trades today. I think the day before that, I took 4 trades that were winning trades. So we're lighting up power hour. We're lighting up the afternoon session. So just here trying to make a little money. So if you guys haven't hit the like button, guys, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. You know what to do. Let's go. Yeah, so I'm not surprised on this pop, right? I'm not surprised because of that wick that I kind of called out, 40-point wick on the bottom of that previous 5-minute candle. So that's what I was saying. Yeah, if I'm short bias right now, I know somebody just posted that they're short bias. I would be careful because like, where are you going to put your stop as price kind of climbs higher? Not saying that you know, everybody's risk appetite is a little different, but I would prefer to be short under the EMAs, so under that 26,000, like 193 level. Great analysis and patience, D-Money. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thanks. Yeah, it is pretty typical to retrace the Fed news move, right? Which is not great for us, to be honest, short term, if that's the case, because we might get more continued. I mean, I hope we don't, but I hope the price action tomorrow and Friday's been better than it's been. So we'll see. D-Money, are you safe now that we have more than 1,000 likes? Need to know, bro, or you won't be able to sleep. Yeah, well, it's not about sleeping, guys. Ginger, like I said, I was talking to the editor and she punched me in the stomach, guys. So I got a bruise, right? Because we didn't hit 1,000 likes. So just trying to make sure that I don't get beat up tomorrow. Let's go. Guys, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. All right, so yeah, so that's all right. So these EMAs, a lot of times they kind of act as consolidation ranges. So when you kind of see price kind of like stuck in between both EMAs, that's kind of like a signal that there's some indecision going on. There's a fight between the bulls and the bears. So I don't see much to do right now because if I'm looking, you know, I would only be kind of interested in going short. And we're kind of stuck in the middle between the two EMAs, right? So there's not much going on. Price is starting to move sideways again, unfortunately. For the time being, doesn't mean that won't change, but we're kind of like stuck in this range so far. You got these little ugly candles with wicks, top or bottom, small bodies on the candles. Angelo, 2024, what up, D-Money? Just tuned in. Any trades so far? Yeah, I took 3 trades. All three winning trades. I took 2 sells and I took 2 shorts and I took a buy. Yes, 3 trades. Let's go. I actually just, so if you kind of scroll back through the rewind the live stream a little bit, I just actually did a quick recap of those 3 trades. If you wanted to catch up on that. D-Money, I'll be watching you next week from Thailand, going for 3 weeks. Go Jays, go. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support. I don't take it for granted, guys. I really don't. So, as far as the, isn't there, I know the Blue Jays won last night, and I know they're playing tonight, right? And I know the series is tied, so I'll be honest, I didn't watch all that game last night because the game before that was 18 innings, and I had to turn it off early, so I had to take a little break. Swimming 9, thanks D-Money, I'm going now. Hey, have a good day. Yeah, Sleepy Mocha. Yeah, I don't know, like, what was going on with Ohtani? This guy let all these people get on, like, score runs. I don't know what was going on. I'm actually a little surprised about that. So, fair weather fan D-Money. Ginger, let's go. Is this a long right here? I don't like a long right here. I don't see a long myself, but that's just based off how I trade. I don't see a long. I mean, I know there was a pop to the upside, but all right. So we're 26,231 is the yesterday's daily candles high. So you're only what, 31 points away from that. That sometimes that kind of acts as a resistance level, so to speak. Got to be aware of that. And you're also below right now, we're currently below the 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart, which is 26,220 area. So I don't see a buy right now. That's just how I trade. I'm not saying you can't, you trade how you're going to trade. Now, could it explode to the upside? Anything's possible, right? We're trading a market that we have no control over as a price action trader, right? I'm a price action trader. I'm just looking for trying to pick spots and trying to measure my stop appropriately. So yeah, exactly. What I see right now is a lot of indecision. I see small candles with, they got small bodies and they got wicks either at the top or the bottom. So I see indecision right now. And a lot of times that happens after you get a big move to one direction and you got a reversal, right? So, but if I'm short bias, I want to see price break down back below the 14 EMA again with a strong close. 14 EMA is kind of hanging out at 26,188. Hey D-Money, any day trading strategies you recommend for newbie traders? I mean, tune into the live streams. I mean, I think we kind of break down our trades that we take. Here's that breakdown of below the 14 EMA 5-minute chart so far, right? We still got 2 minutes left. So yeah, tune into the live streams and you'll kind of see how our thought process, how we trade. I think we kind of break down what we're thinking while we're taking a trade, where the stop loss is going to be. I wish I had your patience. Yeah, it takes time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been trading for 10 years, guys. So I mean, if you don't have patience, trading is gonna force you to have patience. I'll put it like that, because it's gonna teach you some patience. And I've said this. All right, so there it is, right? It's kind of like rejecting. So this is what you want to see if you're bearish. You want to see a nice rejection back below the 14 EMA and close, right? So you still got about a minute left on the close of a candle. But yeah, so if you struggle with so if you don't have a lot of patience, I'm a believer anyway. I'll say it like that. I'm a believer if you struggle with patience in your personal life, you're going to struggle with patience initially in your trading. Because, and there's the kind of push down, right? Because whatever your opportunities are, everybody has opportunities, right? Maybe you don't have any patience. Maybe you're sizing too big, or you don't know when to take profits, whatever it is, right? So, but if you struggle with patience in your personal life, you're going to have to work on that in trading, because that's going to kind of bleed into your trading. You're going to have to be honest with yourself. Like when you see yourself like not being patient, you're going to have to kind of like self-assess and try to get better. I'm like a D-Money kind of trader. D-Money like my dad, LOL. Guys, I'm just here trying to make a little money, right? Definitely made some money today, guys. So I'm feeling pretty good about this session, right? I'm not gonna lie. So based off of, you know, you had a news session, a lot of times that's hit or miss, right? The price action is not sometimes what you think is gonna be, or maybe it's nasty price action. Was able to kind of capitalize on some of these moves. So all right, so so you do have a close below the 14 and 50 EMA 5-minute chart. Previous 5-minute candle has a wick at the top and the bottom. Almost, it looks like, just visually, I'm not measuring it, but it looks like of equal size. So that's a little bit of indecision. So is this candle gonna bust through that low and take out that 26,162? That's what I would be looking for if I'm bearish. I want to see it kind of penetrate, take out that low, get outside of this little consolidation range, and then there might be more downside coming. And it's doing it, actually, it's doing it right now. So it seems, right, so far. So yeah, that's what I would be looking for a short. I want like this candle basically to close convincingly below the 14 EMA, because that previous candle, I mean, you got a long wick at the top and the bottom. I would like to see it kind of close strong bearish, you know, with some bearish momentum to the downside. Maybe the next candle pushes up to like 175 area, and that would give you like a controlled stop, like where you know how to kind of measure your stop. Because if you trade it, so what I used to do, and I'm just being honest with you guys, like so like, all right, say this candle closed with a lot of momentum to the downside. All right, so what's the range of this candle, right? The range so far, the candle's 36 points. The total range of the candle is about 36 points. So if I got in right at the bottom of the candle, see how this candle's reversing back to the upside? I'm already down. Right? Like I would be down from the low. I would be down 28 points right now. So that's uncomfortable. So that's why I started basically kind of going to the higher time frame to see what was happening. So like if you look, perfect example, this is the 30-minute chart. So this 30-minute chart, what it's doing right now, you had a green close on a previous 30-minute candle. Price kind of dug into that bottom wick, and now it's pushing up, right? So it kind of gives you like a little bit of perspective. That's why I said I want to see a strong close on this current 5-minute candle bearish, right? But look what's happening right now. It actually reversed. That's why I don't like I wait to jump in, because a lot can happen when there's 3 minutes left on the candle, right? So yeah, I don't see a trade right now. I honestly don't. It's consolidating. It's right back inside of that consolidation range. It looked for a second like it was going to be a sell-off, but it just reversed that entire sell-off. Josh Garcia, love it how you explain things. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of explain like what I'm thinking, guys. So, and like why I'm kind of staying out of some of these trades. You got to remember, right? Like we just had a news release. We had a huge sell-off. You had price kind of come back up and so a lot of times, so this is something that I haven't really talked about a lot yet, but it's a good point, I think. So, all right, we had a sell-off. You had price come back and retest the EMAs. You had a rejection of the EMAs for a short, right, that I took. A lot of times that first reaction to the EMAs is actually the strongest reaction, meaning that, so if you kind of notice this sell-off, was actually, I mean, if you caught it from the top with your stop below the previous 5-minute candle, that's a 100-point drop, right? A lot of times that's the biggest move you're going to get to the downside, to that direction. Doesn't mean that it won't like give you more later, but I mean, it looks like Powell's, he's not speaking anymore, so that's over. So you got to kind of keep that in mind. Vammy 999. So going to the higher time frame is the key to success. So it worked for me because it kind of gave me context, better entries, because I kind of know like, okay, like price, you know, because all right, if I know price is retesting on a higher time frame for a move, all right, so like look at this 1 hour candle. This is a even though it's bullish right now, I'm not feeling great if I'm bullish. That's why I was saying I don't really see a trade right now, because you got look at the wick at the top and look at the wick at the bottom. So like, do I really want to enter for buys when the candle's looking like this? I'm not sure. I mean, it's not too convincing for me either direction, right? So then if I go down to the 5-minute, I'm like, okay, well, what's going on the 5-minute? Oh, I can see it, right? We're consolidating. That's just what it is. I mean, I can't, right? We can't change the price action. We'll eventually get out of this range. Of course we will. So it's just a matter. Sometimes you got to wait. If you don't like what you're seeing, there's nothing wrong with waiting. You guys kind of saw that today. I said that multiple times before I took the first trade. I said, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to let price kind of, there's a ton of people in the chat saying, oh, short it, long, right? Take a buy, whatever. Like, I waited, guys. I ended up taking 3 trades. So that just kind of shows you that you can wait for a setup that you're comfortable with. Can I explain the significance of the wicks? Yeah, the wicks tell a story. So they basically kind of, I mean, in a nutshell, just kind of like what's going on right now in the lower time frame. Price is having a hard time kind of breaking through this 26,231 level. You kind of see that? So like price is having a hard time, right? So every time price gets to that level, it wicks down, right? So it kind of tells me that short sellers are there waiting to take price lower. So there's a battle right now between the bulls and the bears, because you also have these bottom wicks that are kind of holding right now, right? And price is moving sideways. Maybe this is the candle that takes it lower. I'm not sure. I mean, it's looking pretty strong right now, right? But you got 2 minutes left on this candle on the 5-minute chart. The infamous 350 candle approaching. Yeah, guys. So remember this in this session. Yeah, sometimes you get some interesting price action at 350, right? Going into that. So, but I'll be honest with you, guys, chat. If you kind of tune into the streams, you're gonna hear me say that a lot. Continue to tune in. The 1 hour candles, when they're getting ready to close, a lot of times that lasts like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you'll get a reaction the opposite direction of how that candle's forming. So just kind of pay attention to that. Like I said, we just here trying to make a little money. Am I letting the move happen to the EMAs and then getting trades on retrace? So all right, so I think you're saying like, am I letting price get to the EMAs? Yeah, that was a trade. So if you notice, this trade right here, this short that I took, right? You had a huge sell-off. You had a sell-off because of the news. Dropped down 200 plus points. Price came back to the EMAs. It started showing weakness with the wicks at the top, right? So I took the next 5-minute candle. I took a short, sold it down. That's like the perfect like setup that you're looking for. Like if you're a momentum trader and you use the EMAs. And if you guys notice, the EMAs were very well spread apart as well, right? So probably like what, 25 points, 30 points apart at the time. Yeah, over 30 points. So that's also significant, because if you get a move in one direction and the EMAs are very well spread apart, that tells you that there could be, not all the time, but there could be basically at the EMAs, there could be sellers ready to take price lower. And this is why I said I don't like the price action right now, right? Right back up on the next 5-minute candle. All we're doing right now is like putting in, it seems like some higher lows and then pump, right? Trap it. So right now it's trapping sellers and buyers. So I'm not interested in that price action. Charting Queen, I passed 2 more accounts, now funded 12. Let's go. Hey, congrats. Yeah, that boy good. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Just trying to, like I said, guys, just trying to make a little money. Guys, this is my dream job, and I've said that multiple times, right? I'm literally blessed to be here. I don't take this for granted. This is my dream job. I'm literally was offered a full-time position by PW to do what I love to do and stream, right? So I got 0 complaints, guys. Honestly. VWAP Power, D-Money, what's up? Hey, what's up? Took 3 trades, right? Took 3 trades. They were all winning trades today, so not every day is going to be like that, but we'll take it. A couple sells and 1 buy. You're doing great, man. Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks. Trader Survivor, which account is the best? That depends on you. I mean, that's kind of like a hard question for anybody to answer other than yourself. I like Lucid. I'm trading Lucid straight to funded accounts. So I got Lucid accounts. They're really good. Apex is really good. I would say you can actually, I would probably recommend for you to go on onlypropfirms.com. and do some comparison and then make a decision. D-Money, would you recommend staying through the beatings that is normal because the market punishes at the same time it teaches? Yeah, I mean, man. And here's that breakout, right? This is why I yeah. See, guys, you got to be patient. So yeah, basically, I'm not, I think if you're trying to like get somebody new into trading, you need to be honest and tell them up front that this is not going to be easy. You're going to blow accounts. You're going to blow quite a few accounts. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to want to quit. You're going to, oh, it's not fair. The market's rigged, right? Because that's the thing, like, you're gonna basically, I guess, is something wrong with me? Why can't I figure it out? Everybody on social media is making a ton of money. I can't get it right. Why is my timetable not the same as this trader's timetable? Guys, you're on your own timetable, right? The reality is, if you're trading, you're basically looking probably for better work-life balance, to provide more for your family, have more freedom, whatever it is, right? There has to be something like there, or maybe you just enjoy it in your spare time and you're content with it, whatever. But the key to it is not quitting. That's the thing. If you quit, I mean, you're never gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel. What really helps, to be honest, is that first payout. When you get that first payout, then you're like, you know, like, man, I finally did it. Look at that pop. Look at that pop through this 231. There you go. Here's that 350 that somebody called out, right? So, yeah, like when you get that first payout though, guys, it gets real. If I quit, you'll never know. Yeah. That's the thing, right? So I would just say my biggest advice to everybody, maybe you're going through a tough patch of trading. Maybe you took, you know, you blown some accounts. We've all done it, guys. And that's, you know, the best traders blow accounts. If they say they don't, they're lying to you guys. Honestly, it's going to happen, right? So what I would tell you is that don't quit. You know, you're on your own timetable. Keep putting in the work. Yep. So we literally just put in a high, higher than that. We just put in a new high, guys, compared to that news candle. Let's go. Gotta love it. FOMC. No wick on the bottom of this 5-minute candle either. That's the funny part. No wick. So if you were short right at that, like, you know, this is why I was saying, like, I wanted to see a close. So a lot of times, guys, these EMAs will keep you out of trouble. Because like I said, I kept saying I wanted to see a close below the 14 EMA. We didn't get it, right? Like, I didn't like the candle that had a wick at the top and the bottom of it, the bearish candle. So I said I would wait. Are we buying? Guys, I'm not buying on one candle, guys. Like, that's not how I trade, right? I'm not gonna buy because I see a pop back to the upside. That's not how I trade. If you look at the 1-hour chart though, yeah, this 1-hour charts is definitely, there's definitely buyers now, right? If it closes how this closes, and what I mean by that, you had a dip basically on the previous 1-hour candle on the news candle below the 50 EMA, push up. You had a retest down here close to the 50 EMA at that 26,111, and now you got to push higher, right? So short term right now, buyers are back in control, and we're actually above the 14 and 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart. So I would say basically you got to decide, guys, right? You got to decide if you're going to trade this. I took 3 trades. I'm feeling okay with what I was able to get. So do you think you'll ever make videos for us on your channel? All my content, guys, is going to be on the BDH channel, which is PW's channel that you're currently on for the live stream. So just stay tuned. There's going to be more content coming out for sure. So, and guys, I can't say this enough, and I hope you guys realize that. Like, I'm super appreciative of you guys tuning into my stream and supporting me on a daily basis. So I really appreciate it. So yeah, there's definitely going to be more content coming. Yeah, there's no wick. So that for me is kind of strange, right? And look at this pullback right now. So I'm not saying it's going to close bearish, but no wick on that candle is kind of strange to the downside. You've already had a 33-point retracement. So that's why I don't chase. I had to learn my lesson the hard way, guys. I've blown a ton of accounts trying to, oh, it's moving up, let me get in. And then up, here's a 30-40 point retracement. And that's what it's doing right now, right? So charting queen, D-Money, even if nobody joined, I will always be here. I appreciate that. Just trying to make a little money. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's what, just like Ginger just said, right? Yeah, guys, this is the only, I'm only on, guys, I get a lot of questions almost every day as far as my YouTube channel. I'm not active there, guys. Like, I can't say it enough. Like, I think my last video was probably like 4 years ago. I don't post anything there. So all of my content, if it's going to get released, it's going to be on the channel that you're watching, which is PW's channel. I'm part of the BDH, guys. So this is where the content's going to be released, if it's going to be released. So what's my P&L today? Hold on for a second. Let me check. Funded accounts, so the Lucid funded accounts, I'm up almost 6,000 on those accounts. Those are the Lucid straight to funded accounts. So it's like $5,900. And then let me check the, hold on one second. I think I made 1,200 on those evals, but let me just double check. So yeah, so those these are the evals I was trading. So those are the evals, guys. So which that's not, you know, I'm not counting that obviously in. They're not funded accounts, they're just evals. So, but that's over 6,000 in the evals, right? So I'm trying to get those. I got to get those to 6,000. That's the profit target on those accounts. D-Money exposed as a time traveler. Let's go. Yeah, I just showed what I was. Yeah, I'm up like 6,000 on the funded accounts, guys. Yeah, I'm just, it's a little weird that candle doesn't have a wick at the bottom. I don't like the revert. Now, all right. If you're like if you're like a support and resistance trader, you're like, okay, let me draw out like, okay, for the news candle, let me draw it across, right? So this is like my little area of support and resistance, right? Like, so to speak. That's like the little short-term high that was put in on the news candle. And it's kind of interesting that we're rejecting, right? Like right now. I mean, you still got 2 minutes and a half. Anything can happen, but. Yeah, I copy trade. I use Tradevate. Tradevate prop is actually the copy trader that we use here at the BDH. That's the only copy trader. Yeah, the D-Money. Yeah, we got some. I was told that we have some merchandise coming, guys. So just stay tuned for that. I trade 1 to 2 contracts only. 1 to 2 contracts only. It depends on how big the stop loss is. Like if it's a, so as an example, right? If I got a 30-point stop, I'm not going to trade 2 contracts on that. I'm going to trade probably 1 contract. Minis. Yeah. So I only trade, I don't trade micros. I don't trade micros. Nothing again. I don't have anything against micros. I mean, if that's what, it all depends on what your, like, your preference is. That's a personal preference. There's, you know, you can make money. There's people that make money trading micros. I mean, it just depends on how you want to trade. I'm trading with Tradevate. Erica, bless your heart, you and your patience. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm always, so yeah, guys. I'll be, so yeah, you're tuned into the D-Money show, and that the stream time is basically 1:30 Eastern to 4 o'clock. So which includes obviously power hour, Monday through Friday, right? So that's my that's the D-Money show. And then you know, whenever, like I said, occasionally I'll be in the mornings as well. So I was in the morning, I think this week already, I think twice. So it just depends, right? So let's go. And you got, so yeah, so all right, so you're right at 4 o'clock. Let's see how that 1 hour candle close. Yeah, so bulls are short term in control. I mean, for sure, right? I mean, you had a nice long wick at the bottom of this previous 1 hour candle. I like to measure the wicks. So that wick was 72 points. The bottom wick was 72 points. And you had to close back above the 14 EMA. So that is bullish. Which is like, it's still kind of funny though, because, all right, so now you're forming that EMA cross bullish on the 5-minute chart, right? You got an EMA cross that's like starting to form. So yeah, buyers are temporarily there, and look at that pump higher, right? So yeah, boom, 350. Let's go. Gotta love it. Yeah, you can trade Lucid accounts with Tradevate. That's what I'm using. I'm using Tradevate, and I'm trading Tradevate prop, and I'm using I'm trading the Lucid straight to funded accounts. Correct. Everything's gonna convert basically to Tradevate prop eventually, for the most part. Just made 1,500. Hey, congrats, man, if you took that pop. Yeah, like how I traded, I would be waiting for a retest. I mean, personally, because I mean, you just had basically a straight push up, almost 100 points from the EMA, right? So I'm not gonna chase that. I will wait for a retest to come down and basically kind of revisit these levels down here and hopefully join in. That's what how I trade. Because like, where's my stop gonna be? That's the problem. Like, how big is my stop loss? Like, even if I put it at the bottom of this current 5-minute candle, that's 80 points. That's crazy. So I'm not gonna do that. You can trade up to 20 accounts at a time on Tradevate. You can copy trade 20 accounts at a time. Bro, you're good for real, and easy to understand because you're giving reasoning. Your patience has been key. Thanks for sharing your light, D-Money. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah. A lot of shorts just got squeezed. I mean, RIP to a lot of those accounts. I hate to say it, but we all know that's exactly what just happened. So, unfortunately. Good day, D-Money. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And look at this pullback, guys. See, this is why I don't chase up here, because I mean, you just had a 55-point pullback. Most people probably got stopped out. Not good. And that's probably, is it Google earnings? Is that what it is? It looks like Google earnings. Craziness. All right, guys, so I'm gonna call it here. So I think really good stream. Took 3 trades. They were all winning trades. Just here trying to make a little money, right? If you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. I appreciate the support, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream.